The racing at the Brickyard last week was too hot to handle, as many fans in attendance had to visit the local hospital for first-degree burns after the race. The action was intense early, and then Edward Scissorhands went rogue and tried to take out Hulk Hogan for something during pit stops. E-Sizz spun himself out, bringing out a caution that flipped the field on its head because Bob Vila and Turd Ferguson were on pit road when that caution flew, and they were now the only 2 trucks left on the lead lap. But hold your sacks were held. During that caution period, Turd Ferguson then DNF'd with a camshaft issue, leaving Bob Vila as the only truck on the lead lap. The remainder of the race consisted of everyone battling for positions and points, but there was no real threat to Bob Vila as he kissed the bricks. Now, will those bricks be used to build the foundation of a championship run for Bob Vila and his owner, Dumbman Lowe? We'll find out as the Craftsman Truck Series rolls on.
Gentlemen, start your engines, brothers!
Parlez-vous français, Jack? The Craftsman Truck Series is north of the border for the 22nd race of the winter 2023 season, as PBS Sports brings you the Canadian Tire at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, presented by Canadian Tire. All right, we got a short pace lap here. What do you got for us, Andre?
Yeah, hey Bob, listen. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this race leading up during the week. The racing action is just so hot. It's just so hot that there are fears that all of the ice and snow in Canada will melt into the oceans, raising the sea levels. The World Climate Change Council or whatever was threatening some protests throughout the week, and that Greta Thunberg girl was even spotted near the track before the race, but fortunately, the fine folks at Yoo-Hoo, those who sponsor the pole position, they just gave her a case of Yoo-Hoo and some peanut M&Ms and told her to hit the road, and so she left the track. However, there is still the chance of some protesters running onto the track and throwing paint on the trucks or whatever, but we'll keep an eye out for that. Anyway, we're green.
Thanks, Andre. Didn't know about any of that.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Damn it.
Right side.
Okay,
Clear on the right.
there's no damage. Pablo Escobar survived that. We're in good shape.
There.
All right.
Clear. Truck on your left.
There's no BG's clock this race. We're going to go through about 4 laps, make sure no one leaves the track.
Truck on your left.
If any trucks leave the track, we have to restart in the first 3 laps.
Clear on the left.
There are caution flags, but there's no random caution. And if any trucks leave the track after the first 3 laps, we'll throw a competition yellow halfway through.
Truck left. Stay on the right. Keep to the right. Still there.
Mark Martin started P something
Clear.
this race. Bob Vila, everybody's on the track. Bob Vila's 11 seconds back. So we're looking good. 46 laps of hot action here. 13 lap pit window thereabouts. And it's kind of a beautiful moment that we're back at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, because this is where we really started our MIP journey. It was like a three-part series MIPing this track. Now here you go. Here's where I have to kind of self-police myself. You see how easy it was for me to pass Conan O'Brien there? That's just the name of the game with road courses. I had a really hard time making passes at Portland because there was nowhere to make passes. But here, that real slow turn's an easy place for me to make passes. And there's no really good way to balance that out. So with where are we at? With 44 laps, I'm in P13. If I make a pass every 3 laps, that would be 39 laps. So maybe I'm just allowed to make a pass once every 3 laps. I don't know. Or just go out and win and dominate and save $10 possibly. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Like right now, I could easily pass Julia. There's no damage, by the way, just because trucks get bunched up in that turn. I left the Canadian Tire Bridge the same, but now we're entering Team Canada Olympic Hockey Corner. I don't want to mess up Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar is my man. I wouldn't mind him actually trying to get around Fleetwood Mac. So you can see basically the rest of the track, I run with them, and it's a nice little difficulty, but then just that slow corner messes you up. Messes everything up. And then if I try to compensate for that by upping their you know, the difficulty, then it becomes too unbalanced. I really had to do a lot of work to try to figure out the best balance, and this is the best I've come up with. There's old Elvira. We're heading down the Sobeys Straight. You know, if you watched the MIP video, we snuck a little Dale Earnhardt picture on there. Hopefully, if I remember, I'll show that in a snapshot or something.
Truck on your left. Clear on the left.
I'm using my voice spotter pack again, and it's kind of quiet. Basically kind of testing it out with the road course call out. So instead of truck high and truck low, it's going to be truck left, truck right. You got one on the left, one on the right. And I'll tell you what sucks about the spotter packs. I got to remember to hit the brakes there a little bit better. Is like at a road course, for example, there's 10, 11 turns, something like that. And the files are, there's a wreck, and then it'll say in turn 1, in turn 2. So I made sure that turns 1, 2, 3, and 4 sounded good, and then entering the tri-oval on the backstretch, all that stuff. But stuff like in the chute, in the chicane, coming out of the chute, even something like on the Long Pond Straight, like very specific ones that you rarely hear except you're at a road course or like Pocono. I haven't really tested those out, and that could be a just a very weak part of the sound pack or the spotter pack, because we might get a call out that there's a wreck in turn 8, and it's going to be like there's a wreck in turn 8, or I cut off the in. It's like there's a wreck turn 8. I don't know. Takes a lot of Q&A or QA. It takes a lot of QA to get those spotter packs to really put them through their paces. And I found a way to test a lot of them. I know. I'll probably talk about that in the tutorial, but you don't get a call out for a wreck. You don't get if we're entering turn 1 right now, we won't get a call out that there's a wreck in turn 1 because it's in front of us. So, say this is turn 10 and I want to trigger a turn 10 wreck call out, I got to spin them and keep going, and it has to be in my rear view, and then the spotter will be like, "There's a wreck in turn 10." Tell you what I don't like is Julius Caesar and Fleetwood Mac battling right now because those trucks behind us are catching up. Pablo Escobar is trying to pay me back for that first lap love tap. Going through Avril Lavigne Alley right here.
Truck left. Clear on the left.
I really enunciated some of that in those packs, like truck left. All right, Julius Caesar, make your move on Fleetwood Mac, and let's both take off again.
Truck on your left.
Let's leave Fleetwood Mac in the dust. You know, but Julius Caesar said, "Screw you, pal. You're on your own." Pablo Escobar's coming for my nuts right now. Put a little bit of a block on him there. Haven't really paid attention to the rest of the field because I'm having a lot of fun running the road course, but once we get everyone past the start-finish line here, we will throw up a field snapshot. And we got to wait for that because we want all the intervals to be accurate. John Denver, I'm waiting for his number to change. He's 2255. His number just changed, but I'm on a bad part of the track right now to pause the game. I don't think there really is a good place to pause it. Probably right about meow. Right about meow. Andre, what do you got for us on this first field snapshot?
I have nothing for you. I have no idea what's going on throughout the field. I'm guessing a lot of trucks are just near where they started. There's really not a lot of chances to gain positions except on pit road. But right now I'm just enjoying some poutine and eating some Timbits from Tim Hortons, and just looking around. That's all I got for now, but we do have pit stops coming up in about, I'd say about 4 or 5 laps, so I will be ready for those and try to give you some information on those. So that's it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, we brought Andre on as the pit reporter, and sometimes he's just doesn't seem interested. But this is a much better, more fun road course than Portland. I had put Portland on the schedule because the Truck Series had run there, but then I grabbed the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, and I was like, oh boy.
Truck left. Clear on the left.
Get out of my face, Fleetwood Mac. Mark Martin is on the prowl. It's a big spot gain for Mark Martin there. Turt Ferguson in the lead. Probably should have at least mentioned that. He and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar are kind of pulling away from the field just a touch. Newman is back there in 40th. John Denver's back there. Bob Vila's gained 4 spots. I mean, any spots you can gain in a race like this, they're huge. What you don't want is a DNF. You don't want a flat tire even to take you out from, Julius Caesar here. he'll lose 30 points in the blink of an eye and have no chance of getting them back throughout the race. What could hurt me is just forgetting to put the brakes on into that turn. And it'll happen. So yeah, here I was saying, oh, I'm gonna have to police myself. This is gonna be so easy. And I'm mindlessly driving here for sure. But this is what I was talking about, where the difficulty's good. To where if I'm going to make that pass in the slow corner, turn, or whatever, I have to have a perfect setup. And I'm not a professional driver. A setup meaning like going into setting up the turns before there to have enough speed to make the move, not the setup of the truck itself. Like, I could be more beside him in that turn, and that's when I'll make the pass. But there, it would feel like a dive job if I just dove in there. And that's kind of what I was talking about. I just gotta try to perfectly do it. And just stay honest about it, you know? Lap 11, I'm still... I think we got pit stops coming on lap 13. I think I mentioned during the early chaos, no random caution, but cautions are on. And I know for sure I mentioned the potential for a competition yellow. I'd say if more than one truck get knocked off the track. If it's just one truck, you're on your own, partner. So now, Julius Caesar is like basically coming back to me right now, so I should be able to make a pass here.
Truck left.
I mean, that's clean. This is clean.
Stay on the right.
He and Edward Scissorhands just didn't have a good stretch leading up to that turn. Now, I'm not going to drag race Edward Scissorhands here. I'm going to let him go.
The leader is now on pit road.
Not a lot of the lead trucks pitting, maybe 3 or 4 of them. So we're on lap 12, 24, 36, 48. I think we have a nice little pit window here. No one should get screwed over. Keep an eye on your trucks on pit road because that's where you're going to be gaining and losing spots here. Alright, looks like I got some breathing room behind me. Edward Scissorhands and Julius Caesar and Pablo Escobar are fighting back there. So I'm not going to have nothing to worry about in terms of someone giving me the business getting onto pit road. And we are going into pit here.
The leader is now on pit road. 45 is the speed limit. 45. 3,500 in second.
I'm a little bit past the Tim Hortons bridge.
You are in fuego today.
I see it. And I'm going downhill into my stall. Not good. It's an awful stop. Took me like 20 seconds to come to a stop. Might lose some spots.
Go, go, go. Get going there. Good job, boys. Excellent stop. 4-5 is the speed limit. 45.
Pablo beat me out at pit road.
Clear pit lane. Get going there.
Albert Einstein right there. I think he was up in the top 10.
Truck left.
So I'm hoping I gained some spots.
Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
Hopefully I don't wreck Pablo Escobar again. Well, he's not going. What are you doing in that? What are you doing in that going up the hill there? I don't know what. He's just struggling on this first lap after the pits. I got to get around him. I don't know what is going on with him.
Clear, clear.
He's going to send the cartel after me, but I don't care. I will be. I will be a Craftsman Truck Series champion by then, and I'll be untouchable. All right, the field's going to be hitting the start-finish line here, so we're going to see some, basically how everything shook out after pit stops. I did gain a spot somewhere. I'm in the top 10 now. John Denver 57 seconds behind. What? That can't be right. Godzilla dropping. Not sure what happened to Godzilla there, dumb man. That is wild. He's not DNFing, he's just sucking. Darth Vader's back in 40th. Okay, they're not 57 seconds back, but they're like, I don't know, but Godzilla, something's going on with the G-Man. He and Vader, something's going on. Andre, do you got anything for us about Godzilla and Vader?
Not yet, Bob. I'm checking the replay. I probably won't know for a little while longer what's going on there.
All right, thanks, Andre. Yeah, we'll when we find out, we'll let you know. Gritty acting funny in front of me here. Oh, we got a yellow here. Hang on. Oh, somebody hit the Walker Texas Rangers having a rough one on pit road. Darth Vader's on pit road.
Okay, we're under caution there. Lower up. Get behind the 75 truck.
All right, under the caution, we do have some pitters. Mark Martin is not pitting. And we'll probably just keep radio silent. Andre the Giant, I don't know, he won't be able to know what's going on pit road right now. But in the meantime, Andre, do you have a report on what happened with Godzilla and Darth Vader?
Yeah, Bob. NASCAR is investigating. Both of their trucks had some kind of malfunction in their pit stall. NASCAR officials are investigating the possibility of sabotage from those climate change protesters. I'll keep you updated. But yeah, I don't know what's going on pit road right now.
Yeah, I didn't think so, Andre. Thanks a lot. All right, getting ready for the restart with 29 to go at the line. Your guess is as good as mine and Andre's as far as what's going on. It did look like there were some 2-tire pit stops there for the trucks that were on pit road. A lot of banging and bashing on pit road.
Good work. Have some fun.
I'm glad NASCAR turned off damage this race.
Stay on your toes there. Green green.
But as far as fuel mileage goes, I guess I'm in bed with Gritty right now.
Drive it like you stole it. Keep hustling that thing.
If Gritty pits when he pits, I'll pit. But I mean, it's just a weird situation there. Just a very badly timed caution for a lot of those trucks that decided, you know, the algorithm said, hey, you're going to pit, but a lot of them didn't. I don't know. But as it stands, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the lead. Dwight Schrute up here, Gritty, Mark Martin, of course.
Truck on your left. Clear on the left.
Godzilla and Darth Vader are showing a lap down. And we'll let the field spread out just a little bit. And throw up another snapshot. Or should we call it a slap shot? Given we're going through the Canadian hockey team's corner. There's the Craftsman Truck Series bridge in all its glory. This is I mentioned earlier, this is one of the first tracks I really rolled up my sleeves and really learned a lot about how all the MIPS work pretty much. Put in all these signs, Dirt Devil, Empire Today for Darth Vader, the Scotiabank bridge here. Tim Hortons bridge near on the front stretch there. Chris Hadfield, the Canadian astronaut. So be straight, all that. But yeah, I didn't even mention the wreck yet. The actual, what brought out the caution was a pretty cool little you know, organic racing deal. Walker getting into Turd Ferguson. I mean, Bryce cannot catch a break. I'm still putting that. I even tried to put that out into the universe that Bryce was gonna you know, his luck was gonna change. And then Turd Ferguson, I'm not sure if he was the leader at the time or not, but he led a chunk of laps early here, and then he gets knocked around by Walker Texas Ranger. But then I don't think Turd Ferguson lost too many spots in that, but I'm thinking he pitted there. Yeah, Turd Ferg right now is in P22. Time to put Gritty out to pasture here.
Clear on the left.
Oh, Gritty's coming at me, though. Nice little battle here.
Today, big man.
Looks like we'll get another snapshot here very soon, very shortly. What do you got for us, Andre?
Yeah, Bob, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the lead. Dwight Schrute up there as well. Mark Martin. Hank Hill snuck in. He's in the top 10. But we don't know what's going on right now with these pit stops. We don't know what's going to be coming in the future. I think all the trucks still are going to have the same number of stops remaining. So those trucks that did pit under that caution, not sure why they pitted, but you know, as I always say, it's just unpredictable, hot racing action in the Craftsman Truck Series, and you have to come to expect the unexpected, and that's what the Craftsman Truck Series is all about, especially on a road course. But that's honestly all I got. I'm at a loss on what's going to be happening here. But back to you.
Yeah, thanks, big guy. I don't fault you for not really knowing what's going on. We'll just see how the dominoes fall. I'm feeling good right now in P3. Now I might be a lap late, but I'm gonna have to pit when these lead trucks pit.
Truck left. Clear on the left.
B Spinney here, the Dwight Schrute truck. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, of course, Chad Crow. That's just kind of dumb man low. I mean, that's just totally random with Godzilla having such a bad stretch of races, and it just so happens he's one of the trucks that get sabotaged by the climate change activists this race. Just awful luck for that team, even though they have Bob Vila up there, and he's lurking. Bigfoot's lurking. Let's not sleep on Bigfoot at all. All right, we can afford a quick commercial break, and we'll be back for these pit stops coming. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the lead, Mark Martin P3, Hogan and Gritty in the top 5. Top 10, we got a couple others, Jacob Deanna trucks, Billy Ocean and Smokey the Bear, and Joe Dirt trying to reclaim the points lead this race. He's sitting there in P8, and Sneaky McGruber there in P9.
Plymouth Voyager gives America a powerful new reason why the Pride is back. Front-wheel drive V6 power, fuel-injected power, power to climb, to pass, to carry, to move you, and quality backed by a new 7-year or 70,000-mile protection plan. Plymouth Voyager V6.
The Pride is back, born in America again.
All right, lap 26, 21 laps to go. Pit road is abuzz. We're back in the action.
Oh, we got a yellow.
Uh-oh.
Come on, keep digging. Race back to the stripe. Truck left. Clear, clear. Truck on your left.
We lost Dwight Schrute. And I'm trying to beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the line here.
The leader is coming up on you. Keep to the right. Keep to the right.
Wouldn't mind beating him to the stripe.
Pit road is closed. Clear, clear. Still there. The leader is coming up on you. Clear, clear.
And I got him.
Okay, we're hitting the home stretch here. 20 laps to go. Okay, we're under caution there. Whoa, we're up. Get behind the pace truck. It is open for
All right, here we go. We got everybody pitting here, but probably not everybody. I tell you what, there's going to be some trucks that already pitted that they basically short pitted, and they're going to be
pace truck on the front straight.
moving to the front of the field here.
Watch your speed there. 3,500 in second.
And the DNF is right there on pit road, or the caution that came out is
The pace truck
Pablo
in
Escobar
one.
DNF'd. which I assume has nothing to do with me getting into him in the early part of the race. I really don't think it did have anything to do with that.
In 1A. Go, go, go. Get
Let's
going
go.
there. Good job, boys. Excellent stop. Keep it under 4.5, 45, 3,500 in second. The pace truck in turn 2. Clear pit lane.
There we go.
Going there. Get behind the 47 truck.
I don't know if you heard, but that's a good way to test your turn numbers.
Hey, be careful under caution here. Don't wreck anybody.
Is sitting on pit road and then have the pace truck call out. The pace truck's in 1A. The pace truck's in 2. In the chute. And right now, I don't know what's going on pit road. I don't know when to stop talking and have dead air. But it seems like all of the intervals are getting smaller, which means everyone's off pit road. Except for Dorothy. Dorothy's 35 seconds behind me and counting.
We're going green next time by.
And we're going green this time by, so never mind. I don't know what's happening with Dorothy. We'll just keep it live. And Dwight Schrute's in front of me here. During the commercial break, I got into him and spun him around, and he had dropped back to like 40th. It's totally my fault, B Spinny. It was eventually going to happen. But he was actually one of the trucks that pitted, that short pitted here, and I think it actually worked in his favor. Because technically he's gained a few spots because of that, so you're welcome. Yeah, Dorothy's stuck on pit road. She might have been another sabotage situation from the climate change activist. But we're going green here with 18 to go.
Time to go to work. Have some fun.
They're showing me in the lead. That's because I
Stay on your toes there.
crossed the start finish line first while on pit road, but it looks like Walker Texas Ranger is in the lead now. And we're back to racing. And we got another round of stops coming up, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's basically 1.5 runs, so it's going to be interesting to see what the tire situation is. And fuel, what those pit stops actually will be all about. And
Truck on your left.
we're just tiptoeing through here. I'm going to get around Dwight Schrute.
Stay on the right. Still there. Clear, clear.
Yeah, I was going to say some weird lines, and we got a bunch of pitters.
Leader is now on
Wow.
the road.
They're confused. Some of those trucks are going to have to pit another time.
You are in fuego today. I think we got the truck to beat today.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe not all of those trucks were the ones that short pitted. Basically, the trucks that were on pit road coming back from commercial were the ones that short pitted in this kind of window cycle of stops. And I know Dwight Schrute was one of them.
Truck on your left. Clear on the left. Truck on your left. Clear, clear.
But I'll jump up into essentially what's going to be P3 here. Yeah, Dorothy is showing a lap down now as well. Basically, I'm trusting that you can follow where your truck is if they're pitted, if they pitted, what their deal is. Dorothy's still on pit road there. Billy Ocean out in the lead right now. Albert Einstein up here. I just turned in my fastest lap of the race. McGruber got around Dwight Schrute. Albert Einstein up in the grass. I'm going to see if I can take this spot. Nice little drag race. Nope, I'm going to let him go. It was worth it racing Kareem back that one time. But I was able to lead a lap.
Truck on your left. Clear on the left.
Trying to get a feel for... Looks like there was only like 6 trucks that pitted there in that round because they're 34 seconds behind the leader. Which doesn't sound like they would be much more. It was almost like a fuel up almost. A fuel up. Like a splash and go kind of thing. I don't know. It is that time, however, for another field snapshot, but on Albert Einstein, another slow turn. And I'm going to get around him. What do you got for us, big guy?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bob, you called it. You've done this before, I think. All those trucks that just pitted out of nowhere as a big surprise, they were the ones that stayed out during that recent caution period. And also, you mentioned a bunch of these trucks that kind of short pitted coming back from commercial, and those are the trucks that are near the front. So I know you felt bad about spinning out Dwight Schrute there during the commercial break, but you helped him out, I think. So don't feel bad about that. Don't feel bad about anything. Life is good. Life is just, there's some obstacles in life. You just have to get past them and move on. And that's all I got. I just feel good. I'm in Canada. It's just relaxed culture up here. I feel good. Just want to give you some life advice there.
Sounds like Andre's in his feelings a little bit. But, yeah, I have done this before. That was my best guess on everything that's happening. And it turns out I was right. But we can still get thrown a curveball here down the stretch as far as pit stops go. But Billy Ocean right now in cruise control out in the lead. Einstein up there, McGruber. I mean, he didn't even mention the standings there in the snapshot. And he didn't update us on the Dorothy situation. But as I mentioned earlier, probably the same thing that happened with Darth Vader and Godzilla. It's a 30-race season. The Ron Guay team was just... They were lights out early on. And they still got Joe Dirt. Oh, man, I'm missing this turn big time. They still got Joe Dirt, but... They're not doing too hot. Fleetwood Mac isn't really... he hasn't done anything since Daytona, really. That I can think of. Almost won Pocono, but that's it. I need tires is what I need. The truck ain't handling like it once was. I just need new tires. All right, Billy Ocean. We have 10 laps to go. Billy Ocean on pit road. I'm going on pit road as well, and I need tires. There's no even debating putting on tires. I'm not even checking to see what all the trucks are doing on pit road. And I'm going in this time. Skipped a few laps there, by the way. I think that's Dwight Schrute with me. Yeah. Gonna be interesting to see what happens on these final stops.
Keep it under 4.5, 45, 3,500 in second.
Dwight Schrute's coming in with me.
Hey, watch your speed there. 3,500 in second. We are P1, big man. Nice driving.
All right, good stop. And I'm guessing it's just...
Shit, something's wrong here. The jack man slipped and fell.
Finally, that's the first. That's our first. There's something wrong here. Call out since we did the new spotter packs.
Go, go, go. Get out of here. 4.5 is the speed limit. 45. 3,500 in second.
Dwight Schrute not in front of me.
Clear pit lane. Get going there. Hey, it's definitely our fault on the slow pit stop. But we're a team. Let's regroup. It's up to you to pick us up now.
Very gentlemanly apology there. Come on, Dwight. I'm actually giving you... I'm doing him a favor here. He's having that just got out of pit road kind of lull that these trucks, AI trucks have, and I'm kind of giving him a break.
Truck on your left.
But I gotta go.
Clear, clear. Truck on your left. Clear on the left.
I have 8 laps on fresh tires to catch Billy Ocean here, which I'm assuming will be for the lead eventually and for the win. So right now I'm only concerned about my interval to Billy Ocean, which I just got the first number, 3.84. On the fresh tires and not having to police myself in that slow turn, I think this is a possibility. But can't have a bad turn like this. Got to get on the track. Using them up. No, I'm on them already. I think I gained like a second and a half this lap. I'm coming for you.
The leader is now on pit road.
I love to hear that. Oh, Bob Vila might have got hit with the, got some paint thrown on him. 3.84 before. 2.98. Gained almost a second on Billy Ocean.
We got a wreck on pit road. Next truck is
Got a wreck on pit road. Here comes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's merged nicely here, big man.
clear, clear.
Oh, we got a smoker, and it's actually Billy Ocean. Billy Ocean is smoking right now. This might bring out a caution. That's unbelievable.
We got a yellow.
Yep.
Yellow. Come on, keep digging. Right back to the stripe.
I cannot believe that happened. High drama.
It's coming up on you.
Just all drama here in the Craftsman Truck Series. Let's not miss this turn, though. And, oh, Walker. Walker is going to be at the back of the pack now. Dwight Schrute. I don't know. We'll see. There might be some weirdos that pit under this caution, too, so...
Pit road is closed. Okay, we're under caution there. Roll her up. Get behind the pace truck. We are P1, big man. Nice driving. Hey, be careful under caution here. Don't wreck anybody.
We're coming up on 4 laps to go, Andre, on the restart. What do you got?
Yeah, it looks at a couple things. One, Billy Ocean is still in the race. Just a proud son of a bitch. He was smoking, but he just something. I guess he fixed the truck. I don't know, but he's back on the track. And John Wilkes Booth was sabotaged by Greta Thunberg or whatever.
Go to work. Have some fun. Okay, the pace truck is off. Stay on your
And
toes
he's been
there.
on pit road for a while. But anyway, I'm going to let you get back to the race here. You got 4 to go.
Green, green.
Thanks, Andre. Yeah, just some weird happenings on pit road this race. But other than John Wilkes Booth, we didn't have any weird pitters there. I have no idea what that smoke is, what that dirt was there. But Mark Martin's primed for a win, but there's a
Truck on the left.
yeah, there's a truck. There's somebody bringing up the rear here. Who is this? It's Bob Vila on the track again. he was one of those trucks that were stuck on pit road. Hopefully I'm able. I remember to show all this. But I personally am on fumes right now, because this has actually been one of the longer races. Recording wise, I'm at an hour and a half, or almost an hour and 40 minutes now on the recording. I had to stop and make a phone call, and I had to do other things. There's been some long pace laps. And, but I mean, 46 laps at a minute 20, a minute 20 a lap, basically.
You got a flow truck on the left.
So that's 46 minutes. And then 46 divided by 3 is what? 15. Pretty much. 15 times 3 is 45. So add 15 to 46, and we're up to 61. And I usually try to keep these under 50, under an hour real-world minutes, without factoring in, you know, caution laps. And these are some long caution laps. But I'm on easy street now. Bob Vila pitting again. That might not be worth showing in the simulcast.
2 to go.
Hopefully I showed some still shots at the end of the race here. No snapshots. We ran a couple of those, and then it just started getting a little bit hectic with pit stops and cautions. But thankfully, Dwight Schrute is P2 right now. I did feel bad about throwing him up into the sand trap. But it looks like he's going to bring home a big victory or a big finish for B Spinney. But I'm guessing they're racing back there, and I'm just taking off. I did just turn in my fastest lap of the race. That might have something to do with it as well. I also have no doubt that I would have been able to track down Billy Ocean. Final lap, baby.
White flag, big man. Come on, keep digging.
Yeah, the mystery things on pit road are kind of weird. You know, just the trucks bugging out or whatever. Because I ran a few practice races here back in when I first tuned it in, and I never had that issue. Definitely on my victory lap here. Let's just not wreck and bring home my second win of the season, and then starting 40th at Richmond. Not sure how that's going to turn out. I don't think I'll be in the points lead after this one, though. Bob Vila's taking a big hit here. Even though he was going to... But at the same time, if he started back there, and those are the DNFs you want, or the bad finishes you want, is when you're already back there. All right, through Hockey Canada corner one last time. Through the Rice Lake turn. Mark Martin taking his second checkers of the season.
Hell yeah, everybody, we got the W. Bring her to victory lane, big man. Make sure to wear the sponsor hat you have there in the truck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we actually hear a spotter, one of our call-outs for the win. And it's basically going to be radio silence here, letting the whole field filter across the start-finish line. I don't know when that's going to end. But I'll catch you on the flip side of that. Let's do some burnouts in Avril Lavigne Alley. A nice bookend to our MIP journey here. Getting a nice win here. At Canadian Tire. Well, I can't. Wait a minute. It won't let me do them. It won't let me do the burnouts. It won't let me turn the. It won't let me turn the wheel. There we go. She approves. Avril Lavigne approves. Standing on the bridge, waiting in the dark. Within the big race. Yeah, Avril. That is a W. All right, let's check out the results. My mic's acting fishy. It might be kind of staticky or something right now. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, Mark Martin gets the win. I have Dwight Schrute circled there. Sorry about that during the commercial break, but he finished P2, so no harm, no foul. MacGruber, another B Spinney truck up there, getting a good finish. Smokey the Bear, sneaky top 5 finish there for Jacob and Deanna. Cardi B, 2 straight top 10s. I'm going to look into the top 10 streak, see if there's anything going on. Julius Caesar. AC Racing truck. Good, started up here. I'm glad he stayed up here. I need him to save me an extra $10. Over on the right, John Denver. I had made a note on my sheet. After I did that snapshot, I saw he had lost 20 spots, which was insane, so I went and found that replay for RFY Racing. Willy Wonka, P13, we'll talk about Willie here in a minute. Nothing else really sticking out on this first page. Going to the back half, Turd Ferguson. Bryce can't catch a break with him. I mean, Turd was leading here, and you just have to survive the race, and he had that incident with Walker. But I think Turd ended up just being on a weird pit window because I think he was pitting in that group with Daenerys and Walker and all that. But there you see Walker and Randy Savage both circled there. Walker's just really falling off. And Randy Savage with, I don't know, he's just not helping out RFY, but RFY has John Denver carrying the team right now. And over on the right, Billy Ocean, Jacob Indiana team is a Jacob Squeaks truck. I was going to track him down. I don't care. I was going to be able to pass him. It was just a matter of time. It just sucks that something happened where his truck was smoking, but then he was able to get back in the race with no damage. So I don't know what happened there. And then, of course, we had all of the trucks bugging out on pit road, which I'm assuming John Wilkes Booth was a part of that. I forgot. Or it was just one of those things late in the race where I'm near the end of my editing. I'm just like, oh man, what happened with John Wilkes Booth? But I did show him on pit road there before that final restart, I believe. But Vader, Godzilla, Dorothy, and Bob Vila they were bugging out on pit road. And even though they would be on pit road for multiple laps, they were only showing 1 lap down or something, I forget. And then Bob Vila ended up 3 laps down. And then Pablo Escobar for Phil Siborowski, DNF. That's going to hurt Phil in the Owners' Championship points. And then we'll take a look at the bonus points here, and we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar leading the most laps. Edward Scissorhands got a sneaky lap let in there, and then over there on the right, the 3 fastest laps, Mark Martin had the fastest one, so I'll be up in this difficulty going forward. But Savage, Hogan, 2 RFY Racing trucks had one of the top 3 laps this race, and so did Billy Ocean, so they're all getting that extra bonus point. Now to the good stuff with 8 races remaining. John Denver now in the individual 30 race points lead. Had a decent. Where did he finish? On the back half, or I think in the teens. I mean, I was just talking about it. Where's he at? Yeah, P12. He finished P12 here. Bob Vilas finished at the end. So at the beginning of Richmond, he's going to have. Everything's going to get flipped. He'll be 30 points ahead of John Denver at the beginning of Richmond as they run. I'm 2 points behind Bob Vila now. Beginning of Richmond, I'll be 38 points behind him, something like that. That's just how our point system goes. But I think Mark Martin's here to stay now in the top 3. I'm not letting it go. I'm trying to save that $10 and win the championship here. Walker continues his drop. I think he's dropped another spot since before this race. And Hank Hill hanging on in the top 10. And I mentioned Willy Wonka earlier in the results. He's now P20, the highest he's been. And he was the last place finisher, or last place in the standings for a large chunk of the season here. And you see Godzilla just can't get out of the cellar down there in P40 in the standings. And then some more good stuff here. The Owners' Championship. We have 8 races to go. Chad Crow back in the lead in the catbird seat. Phil Siborowski dropped a bunch of spots here. But you can see how this is just an ebb and flow to this. It's going to change every race. I don't think anyone's out of it. We've never done this championship, Owners' Championship yet. And we're not even halfway through the Owners' Championship portion of the schedule. So this could just all be I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but stay tuned. That's the only way you're going to find out. But yeah, that does it here from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Nice short track, except for the trucks bugging out on pit road, which going forward we'll just chalk up to a racing deal. But it's definitely a road course that I enjoy running on, and Looks like we have some good racing here, especially that nice little drag race I had with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and a couple other trucks. It was great, and then I'm going to up the difficulty even more the next time I run here, so that's going to be really awesome. But yeah, this is on the schedule to stay, and I'll see you at the next race. It's going to be at Richmond. I've covered all my notes. I have C47 whoops as a note to talk about Dwight Schrute. In the John Denver thing, I hope I mentioned that I wanted to show that John Denver replay for RFY Racing on why he lost all those spots on that first field snapshot. But that's it from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. For Andre the Giant, this is PBS Sports signing off. See you at Richmond. Thanks for watching.